Chapter 77. In the room of the sender, on the other side of the corridor. Old Liu had been beaten black and blue. Both of his nostrils were bleeding, and one of his fingers had been broken. Stop! Stop hitting me! Old Liu begged for mercy. If you kill me, there will be no one to deliver messages for you. Please spare me. Old dog! Amu grabbed the few strands of hair left on old Liu's head and said viciously, "Haven't I been good to you? Huh? I gave you the path and my trust. How dare you smash my key? I'm really sorry." Old Liu forced out a bitter smile. "I had already delivered the box when I realized there was still a key left to deliver. I was going to send it right away, but there were only 3 seconds left in the 3-minute countdown. I would have died if I hadn't thrown the key into the shredder. Do you think I'll believe you?" The emu dragged old Liu by the hair and slammed him hard against the wall. This hit his eye socket, and blood started gushing from old Liu's eyebrow. "Stop hitting me!" Old Liu hugged his forehead and wailed on the ground. "You'll really kill me if you keep hitting." Yu steadied his breathing a little and slowly loosened his grip. "Old dog, fortunately, I didn't trust you completely." He slowly stood up and pulled out a letter from his bosom. "WHA?" Old Liu froze on the spot when he saw the letter. "You didn't put the letter in? Your little tricks are like those of a child in front of me." Amu squatted down beside old Liu with an angry smile on his face and said, "Old dog, I'll give you one more chance. If the letter isn't delivered to the other side this time, I don't care about any sanctions or not. I torture and poke your eyes out and bite your throat off right away. Do you understand?" Old Liu nodded, trembling all over. This AMU was definitely capable of doing that. He was a real desperado. Even if he lost the game, he would never let old Liu off. "Head key. This old bone of mine can only help you this far." Old Liu muttered to himself. On the other side, Zhang Ruozu was holding the box to buy time. She had no other options left. She hadn't expected that young man to be unexpectedly smart. It was only a matter of time before the box with 2 locks in her hand was cracked. The only thing she could do now was to try to buy as much time as possible, hoping that her team could win first with this extra time. As time passed by second, when there were only 10 seconds left in the countdown, Zhang Ruozu knocked on Lin Tian's door. Lin Tian didn't seem to expect that she would receive a reply and looked puzzled. She had just sent out the box with locks, hoping that Kuizhao would have some handy tools to open the box by his side. But now the box was not only intact, but also came back with 2 locks. "Take it quickly. I don't have time," Zhang Ruozu said. Lin Tian, fearing that there would be no one to deliver messages after the spy died, quickly took the box. She looked at the 2 locks on the box and slowly widened her eyes. "So that's how it is. So he has a second lock. I see." Lin Tian quickly took out her golden key and unlocked the golden lock. Now there was only 1 silver lock left on the box. Lin Tian handed the box back to Zhang Ruozu. "Send it back to the recipient, quickly." Zhang Ruozu gritted her teeth and looked at the box in her hand, knowing that things were not looking good. The woman in front of her had seen through this tactic in just a few seconds. Clearly not an ordinary person. "Hey, let me join you," Zhang Ruozu said with an embarrassed look. "Let's cooperate. Only by cooperating can you win." Lin Tian stared carefully into Zhang Ruozu's eyes and soon showed a smile, saying, "It's really strange. If you really wanted to cooperate with us, Tizhao shouldn't have come up with this plan. Tizhao, things have developed to this point. Even if you don't cooperate with us, we won't lose the game." Lin Tian smiled apologetically. "Sorry, not this time." Zhang Ruozu stared at Lin Tian, not knowing what was on her mind. "Ruozu, the only thing you can do now is to buy time." Lin Tian slowly. "Sorry." Zhang Ruozu, who came out to the corridor, no longer had the previous expression. She slowly walked to the middle of the corridor, muttering softly, "So he is Tizhao." It was so easy to find out. After a few seconds, it seemed as if she was having a conversation with someone. nodding continuously. Yes, I can die. But what about the things that follow? Okay, Zhang Eryu nodded. Do you want me to leave him a little surprise? Got it. She walked slowly forward with the iron box in her arms, straight to Key Xia's door. Zhang Eryu slightly closed her eyes and reached out to knock on the door. When Tisha opened the door, he immediately looked at the box in her hand and smiled with satisfaction. There was only one silver lock left on the box. Everyone in this team was a superior part. No matter what, they couldn't make a low-grade fighter. Why are you giving me the box now? Or are you going to delay for a while longer? Kaizhou asked. Zhang Eryu slowly opened her eyes, but suddenly a loud bell rang in the distance. Bang! Tisha was stunned for a moment, having an ominous premonition in his heart. He quickly looked around, but didn't notice anything unusual. I'll give it to you now, Zhang Eryu said. You should know that even if you get this thing, you can't open the door immediately, right? Of course. Tisha reached out carefully to take the box, still staring at the other person warily. Old Liu on the other side should have delivered the letter long ago, but we haven't lost yet. Which means that even if the recipient sees the content of the letter, he can't open the door immediately. Let me see your tricks, Zhang Eryu said. Tisha looked at her suspiciously. If you see my tricks, you might lose your life. It doesn't matter, she said with a smile. It's not certain who will lose yet. Right? Tisha took out his silver key and successfully unlocked the last remaining lock on the box. He took out the envelope, opened it and looked at it. There was no change in his expression. Then he walked to the large microwave oven and carefully looked at the prompts on the display screen. This was a very advanced touch screen that supported handwriting input. There were spaces for Tisha to write the password. The only uncertainty now was whether he needed to input for numbers, letters, or Chinese characters. Tisha then turned back and took out the encrypted letter again. The next thing to do was to crack the password. He unfolded the letter, revealing a single line of lonely letters on it. MLGD Apart from this line of letters, there were no other hints on the letter. Zhang Eryu was also a bit puzzled when she saw this line of letters, seemingly not quite understanding the principle of this password. Every game has a way out, Tisha muttered to himself. Setting an overly complex password would make the contestants lose this way out. So the way to crack this password won't be too difficult. And among the simple password cracking methods I know, there is only one that doesn't involve numbers. Caesar cipher.